Hello everyone, welcome to NnN Novel Time. Today I'm going to read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Diagon Alley, Part 4. He couldn't stop stammering his thanks, sounding just like Professor Quirrell. Don't mention it, said Hagrid gruffly. Don't expect you've had a lot of presents from the Dursleys. Just Ollivanders left now. Only place for wands. Ollivanders. And you got to have the best one. A magic wand. This is what Harry had been really looking forward to. The last shop was narrow and shabby. Peeling golden letters over the door read Ollivanders, makers of fine wands since 382 BC. A single wand lay on a faded purple cushion in the dusty window. A tinkling bell rang somewhere in the deep depths of the shop as they stepped inside. It was a tiny place, empty, except for a single spindly chair which Hagrid sat on to wait. Harry felt strangely as though he had entered a very strict library. He'd swallowed a lot of new questions which had just occurred to him and looked instead at the thousands of narrow boxes piled neatly right up to the ceiling. For some reason the back of his neck prickled. The very dust and silence in here seemed to tingle with some secret magic. "Good afternoon," said a soft voice. Harry jumped. Hagrid must have jumped too, because there was a loud crunching noise. He got quickly off the spindly chair. An old man was standing before them, his wide, pale eyes shining like moons through the gloom of the shop. "Hello," said Harry awkwardly. "Ah, yes," said the man. Yes. I thought I'd be seeing you soon. Harry Potter. It wasn't a question. You have your mother's eyes. It seems only yesterday she was here in herself buying her first one. 10 1/4 inches long, swishy, made of willow. Nice one for charm works." Mr. Ollivander moved closer to Harry. Harry wished he would blink. Those silvery eyes were a bit creepy. Your father, on the other hand, favored a mahogany wand, 11 inches, pliable, a little more power, and excellent for transfiguration. Well, I see your father favored it. It's really the wand that chooses the wizard, of course. Mr. Ollivander had come so close that he and Harry were almost nose to nose. Harry could see himself reflecting in those misty eyes, and that's where Ollivander touched the lightning scar on Harry's forehead with a long white finger. "I'm sorry to say I sold the one that did it," he said softly. 13 1/2 inches. You powerful wand, very powerful, and it's in the wrong hands. Well, if I'd known what wand was going out to do in the world." He shook his head, and then, to Harry's relief, spotted Hagrid. Rebus Hagrid, how nice to see you again." "Oh, 16 inches, rather bandy, wasn't it?" "It was, sir, yes. Good one, that one. Good wand, that one. But I suppose I snapped it in half when you got expelled?" said Mr. Ollivander, suddenly stern. Yes, they did, yes," said Hagrid, shifting his feet. "I've still got the pieces, though," he added brightly. "But you don't use them," said Ollivander sharply. "No, sir, no," said Hagrid quickly. Harry noticed he gripped his pink umbrella very tightly as he spoke. Said Mr. Ollivander, giving Hagrid a piercing look. "Well now, Mr. Potter, let me see." He pulled a long tape measure with silver markings out of his pocket. Which is your wand arm?" "Well, I'm right-handed," said Harry. "Hold out your arm. That's it." He measured Harry from shoulder to finger, then wrist to elbow, shoulder to floor, knee to armpit, round his head, and as he measured, he said, "Every Ollivander wand has the core of a powerful magic substance, Mr. Potter. We use unicorn hairs, phoenix tail feathers, and the hair strings of dragons. No two Ollivander wands are the same, just as no two unicorns, dragons, or phoenix are quite the same. And of course, you will never get such good results with another wizard wand." Harry suddenly realized that the tape measure, which was measuring between his nostrils, was doing it on its own. Mr. Ollivander's flittering around the shelves, taking down boxes. "That'll do," he said as the tape measure crumpled into a heap on the floor. "Right then, Mr. Potter, try this one. Beech wood and a dragon hairstring, 9 inches. Nice and flexible. Just take it and give it away." Harry took the wand, feeling foolishly, waved it around a bit, but Mr. Ollivander snatched it out of his hand almost at once. "Maple and phoenix feather, 7 inches, quite whippy. Try." Harry tried, but he had hardly raised the wand when it too was snatched back by Mr. Oliver. "No, no. Here, any boy, unicorn hair, 8.5 inches, springy. Go on, try it out." Harry tried and tried. He had no idea what Mr. Ollivander was waiting for. The pile of tried wands were mounting higher and higher on the spindly chair. But the more wands Mr. Ollivander pulled from the shelves, the happier he seems to become. "Tricky customer, eh? Not to worry, we'll find the perfect match here somewhere. I wonder now. Yes, why not? Unusual combination. Holly and phoenix feather, 11 inches, nice and supple." Harry took the wand. He felt a sudden warmth in his fingers. He raised the wand above his head, brought it swishy down through the dusty air, and a stream of red and gold sparks shot from the end like a firework, throwing dancing spots of lights onto the walls. Hagrid whooped and clapped, and Miss Oliphant cried, "Oh, bravo! Yes, indeed! Oh, very good! Well, well, well! How curious! How very curious!" Harry He put Harry's wand back into its box and wrapped it in brown paper, still muttering, "Curious, curious." "Sorry," said Harry, "but what's curious?" Mr. Ollivander fixed Harry's with his pale stare. "I remember every wand I ever sold, Mr. Potter. Every single one. It so happens that the phoenix whose tail feather is in your wand gave another feather, just one other. It's very curious indeed that you should be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar." Harry swallowed. "Yes, 13.5 inches. You Curious indeed how these things happen. And one chooses a wizard, remember. I think we must expect great things from you, Mr. Potter. After all, he who must not be named did great things. Terrible. Yes, but great." Harry shivered. He wasn't sure he liked Mr. Ollivanders too much. He paid 7 gold galleons for his wand, and Mr. Ollivander bowed them from his shop. The late afternoon sun hung low in the sky as Harry and Hagrid made their way back to Diagon Alley, back through the wall, back through the leaky cauldron, now empty. Harry didn't speak at all as they walked down the road. He didn't even notice how much people were gaping at them on the underground, laden as they were with all their funny shaped packages, with the sleeping snowy owl on Harry's lap. Up another escalator, but down in Paddington Station, Harry only realized when he were Hagrid tapped on the shoulder. Got time for a bit to eat before your train leaves?" Harry said. He bought Harry a hamburger and they sat down on plastic seats to eat them. Harry kept looking around. Everything looked so strange somehow. "You're all right, Harry?" "You're very quiet," said Hagrid. Harry wasn't sure he could explain. He just had the best birthday in his life, and yet he chewed his hamburger trying to find the words. "Everyone thinks I'm special," he said at last. "All those people in the leaky cauldron, Professor Quirrell, Mr. Ollivander, but I don't know anything about magic at all. How can they expect great things? I'm famous and I can't even remember what I'm famous for. I don't know what happened when the night when my parents died." Harry leaned across the table. Behind the wild beard and eyebrows he wore a kind smile. Don't you worry, Harry. You'll learn fast enough. Everyone starts in the beginning at Hogwarts, and you'll be just fine. Just be yourself. I know it's hard. You'll be singled out, and you'll learn fast enough. Everyone starts at the beginning at Hogwarts. You'll be just fine. Just be yourself. It's hard. I know it's hard. You've been singled out, and that's always hard. But you have to have a great time at Hogwarts. I did. Still do. As a matter of fact, Hagrid helped Harry out onto the train. that would take him back to the Dursleys. Then he handed him an envelope. "Your ticket for Hogwarts," he said. "First on September, King Cross. It's all on your ticket. And problems with the Dursleys, send me a letter with your owl. She'll know where to find me. See you soon, Harry." The train pulled out of the station. Harry wanted to watch Hagrid until he was out of sight. He rose in his seat, pressed his nose against the window, but he blinked and Hagrid had gone. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you next time. Please subscribe. Bye.